Good morning, Bruins.
I am Denaya,
And I'm Chelsea.
and we are your anchors for Monday, August the 12th.
Please stand for the pledge. Please.
Today's National Day is National Middle Child Day.
Your lunch options for today are chicken patty sandwiches and a big Uncrustable. Your sides today are seasoned cubed potatoes and a fresh veggie tray.
Today's news is Ferrari is making the first electric hybrid supercar. Now to CNN with the story.
Chrome window. Focus on. Contain Chrome legacy window. Google Chrome pane. Title bar. Text. The emotional moment an NFL player met his biggest fan tab. Close button. See Ferrari's first plug-in hybrid supercar tab. Close button. New tab button. Back button. Forward button. Reload button. U button. Chrome button. Tool tip.
Today's second news is the emotional moment of an NFL player meets his biggest fan. Now to NBC News with the story.
Google Chrome pane. Title bar. Text.
What
The
does a little
emotional
boy
moment
do
an
when he
NFL
meets his
player
hero?
met his biggest
It lets
fan
the
tab.
NFL star
Close
know
button.
just how he
See Ferrari's
feels.
first plug-in hybrid supercar tab.
Carson Wentz is the
Close
quarterback for the Philadelphia
tab button.
Eagles. And
Back
while there
button.
are plenty of reasons
Forward
to be a
button.
fan of his
Reload
skill,
button.
11-year-old
button.
Giovanni Hamilton
button.
adores Wentz for how he handled two season-ending injuries in the last 2 years.
He said, "Mom, if Carson can come back from his knee and from his back, I can do this."
Guys, it's Eagles football day. Are you so excited? I'm excited.
Giovanni has a rare genetic disorder that affects his muscles and bones.
He's had 12 surgeries over his short little life, everything from his eyes to his ankles to his hips.
When things got tough, Giovanni channeled Wentz, who fought to get back to training camp this year. Today, taking time out to hug his biggest fan.
It meant everything. It was amazing.
Because the only thing better than having a hero is realizing your hero also has a big heart. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News.
Now to Page with sports and weather.
Thank you, anchors. Today is going to be a high of 89 with a low of 74. Girls golf, boys tennis, and cross country are accepting players until tomorrow. Girls golf does not need to bring their clubs until tomorrow. Tonight is fall athletes get picture taken after school night. Parents meetings for all fall athletes will be held tomorrow at 6:15. Now back to our anchors.
Thanks, Paige.
Students, remember all that you learned during Bridging to Belzer as you start your first full week of school.
Plan now to attend Lucas Oil Night when we compete against Fall Creek Valley in football and LC plays Lynn downtown at the stadium. As Paige told you, tickets will be on sale Thursday night and later during lunches.
Today's random fact is a school in the Philippines is entirely made of recycling pop bottles.
Today's quote is by Cheryl Matthews, saying that the success is what drives progress. If you fail once and give up, you will always be there.
Today's celebrity birthday is Ken Walker, who is a YouTube star.
The joke of the day is, what do you call a dinosaur that is sleeping?
What?
A dino snore.
Now to Mr. Harsha to finish off the morning announcements. Have a great Monday, Bruins.
Good morning, Bruins. Just a couple brief announcements as we get started with this week. First of all, last week on Wednesday and Thursday, we formally distributed Chromebooks to all 8th and 7th grade students, and then Friday we sort of had a makeup day for any students that had not had their signed form. Students, if you still do not have your Chromebook at this time, you need to make sure that either during college prep or during lunch, you go to our technology office, which is right in the main hallway by the front of the building, and make sure that you turn in that sheet and get your Chromebook. Remember that you will not get a Chromebook without that signed sheet. We keep that on file so that we know you've got permission from parents to get that device, and then we can give it out to you. Another thing about Chromebooks, students, at the end of last week you should have had a day or two to get in the habit of this, but your college prep teacher that you have right now should have a cart in the classroom, and those Chromebooks can charge overnight. But remember also that keeping your Chromebook at school is also a security issue. You leave that Chromebook in the cart and the teacher closes up the cart and they're here in school in a locked building, the tendency is that those Chromebooks stay safe. Safer than if you take them home, leave them in mom's car, leave them in the apartment, under the bed, whatever might happen. So I just want to encourage students here at Belzer. What we try to do, we want to make sure you have access to everything you need to be successful in your classes, but you should not be taking that Chromebook home unless you need it for academic work. So your college prep teacher is going to ask you, if they're going to have a sign in and sign out process, but if you go up to your college prep teacher at the end of the day today and say, I'm going to take my Chromebook home, please expect that college prep teacher to ask you, why are you taking it home? And your response might be, I have a project in science, I wasn't here yesterday, and I need to work on it. Fine. Your teacher might check in with that science teacher just to confirm, but we want to make sure that whenever possible you leave those devices here. That way in the morning they're fully charged for you, and again we have a better opportunity to keep them safe and secure for you. So keep that in mind. I also want to talk to you guys about your Chromebook being your responsibility. Those devices are over $400. Even last week I saw a student running, first of all that's a problem, but running with a Chromebook in his hand. Guys, you do not want to be mistreating those devices. I don't want you or your parents to have to pay $400 if you do something reckless and drop it. You are responsible for the safety of that device, so take good care of it. Talked about that. Schedules. So now that everybody's got access to a Chromebook, remember that you can log into Skyward, should be the same login that you've had in the past, and you can pull your schedule up. So please don't be heartbroken if you stop in the main office or if you stop in student services and you ask to have another copy of your schedule printed if one of our admin assistants says no. We are trying to conserve paper. You guys have got to be responsible for yourselves. You ought to be able to pull that schedule up in Skyward now and keep track of where you're supposed to go. So please make sure that you're working on that. That's it. I think that's it. This morning, one more thing. This morning, some of you that entered door 14 might have noticed that for the first day, we've got our security checkpoint set up at door 14. And students, this is one of those items that I talked about on my video during B2B, about building safety and security. This is just one of the numerous things that we do here at Belzer in order to keep you safe. We have random security checks that are set up at different locations with different groups of students every day here at Belzer, and we ask students to go through those safety metal detectors. We do a quick search through your bags, make you empty your pockets, and again guys, our goal is just to make sure we're controlling what people are choosing to bring into this building. We will continue to do that every single day, and I ask that you be cooperative. I know that means you're going to have to stand in a line, and I know that means you're going to have to take things out of your pockets, and for some of you that may be a little bit of a pain, but understand we're doing that to keep you safe. Students, I want to bring this up again. I mentioned it in my video, but remember, those little things that we do to set up can help keep us safe, but the number one thing that we can do to keep us safe is if you see or hear anything, speak up. Come find an adult. I tell kids all the time, if you see something, say something. So please make sure that you find an adult if there are any concerns that you have at all, things that you've seen or things that you've heard, so that we can look into it. Our goal, again, is that every student walks in this building every day feeling safe and secure. So that's all I've got for this morning. Let's make it a great week.